Okay, we're back. Before I get started again, though, I want to show you a couple things I learned from an excellent Japanese website about this game. I'll put a link to it in the description below. But the first thing is, you noticed how much money I had there. Well, if you sit in the second seat specifically in the theater, you lose quite a bit of money. I just wanted to show you that. That's another little stupid thing that this game does. So we'll move on. Now we're at the Pachinko Parlor, which is the next place we have to go to proceed. As you can see, I turned on my silent microphone function there. You needed the microphone on the second controller that was only in the Japanese version of the NES to play this game. Now, the object of the Pachinko game is not to win. You can see that I did manage to get some points at the beginning here, but once you get up to about 3,800 balls, you can't go any farther. So instead, I'm yelling into the microphone right now, and that causes the Yakuza to get annoyed at me once I lose all my balls. So now I have to beat them all up. And one of the more difficult parts of the game is getting through this part without dying, because of how bad the fighting functionality is. So I beat up enough people and I got 5,000 balls out of it. So I'm going to go ahead and get the Shakuhachi this time. If you try to get the treasure map, it doesn't do anything in this case. But I'm going to get the Shakuhachi to show you what that does later in the game. Now I'm ready to go to just about ready to go to the karaoke parlor, but I'm down to where literally one hit will kill me at this point, so I have to be very careful in getting over there. Now when I get to the area with the karaoke bar, I'm going to show you the other thing I learned from the Japanese website, which kind of surprised me. I kind of wondered why all these people were walking around you and you can't interact with them at all. But it turns out if you yell into the microphone, it's basically like a talk function. And some of these people give you hints, like this one, 5 minutes is your challenge. That's a hint about the treasure map puzzle that we're going to do here in a minute. First of all, though, I need to go to the bar and heal some health. Now, apparently there's other hints in the game you can get from speaking to people. I could get some of them to trigger, but some of them I couldn't. But all the hints are pretty vague, just like everything else in this game, so even with the hints, you know, this game's still pretty much completely trial and error. So now we're going to go to the karaoke bar, and the first thing I want to show you is, you know, why you can't just go up to the karaoke machine. They say it's out of order. They're full of crap, but they want you to spend some money on liquor first. Now, one's not enough, you gotta have two. So once you have two, you can go sing karaoke. And it's a misconception that you have to sing the Rain of Tears ballad. There's 25 songs listed in the karaoke machine, but only 4 of them are singable. And I'll show you the first one. I'm going to show you what happens if you fail. Now, I couldn't find any real information on this song, by the way. I think some of these songs might be made up or altered in some way from their original forms. Anyway, though, the karaoke minigame doesn't rely on rhythm in any way. You have to. It depends on how many times you activate the microphone. So if you keep mashing the A button, if you do it a certain number of times, no more, no less, you'll pass the challenge. So that's what happens when you fail. You have to start all over again if you fail. To complete the challenge, you have to sing 3 songs correctly in a row. And I'll go ahead and show you that right now. And I'm also going to prove that you don't have to sing the ballad in order to complete the challenge. First of all, I'm going to show you the traditional songs. None of the traditional songs are singable, probably because none of them are Japanese. So there's the list of songs there. Now we're going to go to the pop songs, and the only one we can sing here is that international hit, Cat Experience. Now, of course, I'm joking there. I've tried to look around for this song. I can't find any information on it. So there's that one. We'll go on to the next section of songs, the folk songs. And now I could find information on this one. The Okinawa Yunta is a style of music in Okinawa, and probably the most popular example is the Asadoya Yunta, which this song has similar lyrics to, but not the same. I don't know if it's a translation problem, or if it's just the game making things up, or maybe the game's trying to simulate you being drunk and unable to sing the proper lyrics. I don't know why the songs are like this in this game. The final song is a children's song, Hato Popo, which apparently is a song about pigeons cooing. Apparently that's what Hato Popo translates to. So this is a simple song. It's actually the hardest one to get right. This is the one where I really had to mash the A button just to get through it. So now that we're done, we can apologize or brawl. I'll try apologizing first, and nothing at all happens, and you have to do it all over again. So instead, we'll do the brawl, and you have to beat up everybody here, apparently. And this is pretty much the same as the pachinko, where you have to be careful, and ducking, if you duck, people in this game can't hit you, which helps a lot. Now, the problem is you have to get the old man in a certain position before he'll talk to you, so I gotta kinda maneuver here. It's a little bit difficult, but there we go. And so we get the map from him, and there are several options we can take to decipher this map. First of all, we'll try staring at it, and if you try that, yeah, pretty much nothing happens. You'll just be sitting here forever. So we'll go on to the next option, setting it on fire, and as you might expect, what happens there is, oh, it's on fire and now it's ashes, and you have to start over again, and the old man, he's just walking out for no reason. You have to start all the way over again. Next, we'll try dipping it in ink, and, you know, yeah, what's the point of that? No point whatsoever. Next, we'll try exposing it to the sun, and that's the solution that Shinya Arano uses, who is the host of GameCenter CX. Excellent show. Quite a few of the episodes have been translated into English. I'll give you a link to the Takeshi's Challenge episode in the description below. It's well worth watching all of his episodes if you're a retro gamer. Now, you have to wait a whole hour without touching any buttons. If you do, you'll get a message like that, and you have to start all the way over again. So what we're going to do is the simplest solution, which is to soak it in water. And that normally takes 5 minutes, like that hint outside said. If you press a button, you ruin the paper. After 5 minutes, you have to yell into the microphone, and then the treasure map appears like this. Now, the message here, it's not quite translated correctly because of the amount of space that's there. It should actually say 1 ticket, 2 blessings, 3 wins, 4 beaches, fall from the sky, water for the sage, treasure for the man, hit the mountain. That's what it should say. Now, first of all, the ticket's obvious. That's the ticket we bought to go to the South Pacific. The 2 blessings, presumably, are divorcing your wife and quitting your job. 3 wins, there's a lot of wind in the hang gliding part of this game that you need to help you out. And the 4 beaches, the 4th island is the island you need to land on. Falling from the sky, obviously, you have to land. Water for the sage, we'll have to get a canteen for the sage later, the hermit. Treasure for the man, I presume, refers to the poetry you have to give to the man, the chief. And then finally, hit the mountain. The mountain is where you have to go to find the treasure. And now I'm finally ready to get out of the city. Now, I'm going to deliberately do what Deceased Crab accidentally did in his first playthrough, and I'm not going to beat up the old man. Not beating up the old man leads to one of this game's cruelest jokes, and you'll see that at the end of the game. Until then, we'll just head back out of the city, and gotta go to the airport again, go through all this pointless scenery. The worst part is that there's no indication in the game that you have to beat up the old man. It's just something that you're expected to do. You're expected to be cynical enough to realize that that's the only way you're going to be able to get the treasure. So, now we're going to go fly to the South Pacific, and hopefully this time our plane won't blow up mysteriously. looking pretty good so far. Think we'll make it this time. Pretty confident. Yep, there we go. And now we are in the South Pacific. And in the next part, I'll show you what this little village looks like.